Good evening, YouTube. It is I, Pouch North Nerd, coming at you with a haul for the month of March. That's the plan, at least. Yeah. So obviously the month isn't over, but I thought it was a good sort of cutoff time. At least it makes sense to me. So there is a mix of books, comics, specifically trade paperbacks, some light novels, some figures, and some Blu-rays, and a one video game. So I hope you enjoy. Let's get started, shall we? As first being one comic, right? Conan the Barbarian. This is the first trade that has come out of Titan Comics. Yeah, I generally get the trades, right? Because the individual issues aren't super convenient, especially if you live outside the US. It just becomes a bit of a problem. So, and the trades makes a lot of sense. So hey, but yeah, as you can probably understand, like this is a new book written by Sub and yeah, writing by Sub and drawn by Delatore. Yeah. So if this is any, because it is obviously now it's out of Marvel, which I mean, personally I wasn't a crazy fan of Conan under Marvel anyway. So because it just wasn't a good home for him, and not because of any political drama nonsense like that. It just at the end of the day, it just wasn't a good home for him. Like I don't think they wanted what what Conan is. You know. Also, it is the worry that they might get censored, like violence or nudity or language or just general themes. You will get censored, and that's just not great. So yeah, but that is yeah. If you like Conan, I highly recommend you to check out the new run, the new monthly, or just wait for the trades like I do. But yeah, so yeah, Conan Barbarian Volume One. I think Volume Two is coming because I don't really yeah. So, but hey, next is some figures. One being Alexander Hammerstone from specifically from MLW. The problem is that this is very outdated at this point. So it's hopefully he doesn't work for MLW anymore. He's now I think it's with Impact or at least something like that. Maybe that's just some like per appearance type of thing. Hard to say. But the look is outdated. The packaging is obviously would be outdated because it. But yeah, this obviously is boss fights premium line. You know, and I have I've had some experience with them already, and they're pretty good. I have like the Lucha Bros and Lady Maravilla. So okay, clearly I like them, right? So, but I also got like so at this point I am kind of I'm pretty confident about the line and the company as a whole. So I have um, Laredo Kid and Taya Valkyrie on pre-order for from Big Bad, but yeah, problem is that I think Laredo, Taya. Last time I checked, Taya is with AEW now, so she is likely to get a figure from either in Unrivaled or Unmatched or something like that. But that would be cool. But I kind of like just like you know what like Jazzwares are kind of like hit or miss for me. Like they're kind of like I don't know. It's what it is. Also, that would be a female figure. Like they tend to Jasper tend to mess up on that kind of stuff in my experience. So it's what it is. But yeah, likeness wise, maybe it's a bit soft. But yeah, like comes with an extra head, the belt, some shades, and two extra sets of hands. And also pretty nice packaging. Like it's not a really sort of a shot of the person himself. Yeah, and some stats, very typical of wrestling packaging, like the measurements, the hometown, Phoenix, Arizona, things removed, the nightmare pendulum, and height 6 feet 2 inches. I think that's what it is. No, not sure what that is in real numbers. But it's gotta be at least like over 2 meters, which is pretty tall. So he's a tall son bitch. Yeah, I know, and yeah. So I'm curious to see how this is gonna be. Now I might do these two figures here. I might do a review of. So we'll see what I'll end up doing. One for sure, because they're just kind of a special. Like I will do it. So hey, but yeah, MLW. Kind of fun though, cause like the boss fight now doing MLW, and now Power Town is gonna do TNA. Interesting, interesting. The next is a Lord of the Rings figure, but being Samwise Gamgee, or Sam as he's known by his friends. Yeah. So specifically, this is the movie version, so it is sort of meant to be looking like Sean Astin as he was portrayed in this movie. And yeah, comes with a bunch of accessories, and I'm pretty glad because sort of the first wave of the Lord of the Rings figure from Diamond was a bit sort of spotty, I think, because they at that point they were still doing the they'll build a figure concept, which honestly I feel that sort of outlived its usefulness at this point, because like there have been so many instances where they kind of just isn't worth it. So, but yeah, and obviously this line they were doing the whole build the Sauron for that first one or two waves. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, like because of that, like some accessories got cut. That's not great in my opinion. So, but yeah, so at this point it is very much kind of do more about just focus on accessories. Good putting in the relevant stuff in with the box, which makes sense to me at least. So hey, um, yeah. So obviously it comes with the figure itself. The shine does take away some of the detail, but yeah, it comes with a satchel with I think that must be sort of the water skin, the cape or the cloak rather, a backpack, two swords, one being Sting, three extra hands, and the box of the special Shire Salt. So yeah, this very much is a movie version. Now, some pointers though, like he comes with a Sting. Like, why does he come with Sting? Um, I think that the logic from Diamond probably was just that they want to sort of this is Sam as he fights Shelob, right? So as he picks up Sting and he does the outscene, right? Now, at least for me, I think a more general sense would have made more sense. Like, because then you could have like given him maybe the frying pan, or maybe just the elven rope, right? Just to make sure that his sort of gifts were represented. That's sort of that's sort of my stance on it. But regardless, it's pretty good. This is almost yeah, because I got Merry and Pippin on pre-order. So, and with those in hand, the Fellowship will be complete, and that's pretty cool, in my opinion. So, and I think I remember hearing from Zach Oates that they were actually gonna dip their toes into the Hobbit. So, and that's fair to me because I do feel that we kind of got shafted in terms of the Hobbit stuff. Because like the Bridge Direct line weren't great. I mean, I thought it looked pretty good. It did look pretty good, but like the rest of them was just like, mm, you know. But hey, like a good, so that all the entire company, yes, sure. Maybe a cool looking Bilbo, maybe a cool looking Tauriel, maybe a really sick Thrander wheel. That'd be cool, and whatnot. So I am actually very excited, very interested. 'Cause yeah, like this is like, yeah, this is a dope line. Right, here's some maybe a better product shot. Right, I own Gandalf. I don't own the generic Urukai soldier. I do own Lurtz, and I do own Boromir. So I'm by no means a completionist in this line, but I sort of do something. Yeah, whatever. That is that. Next one is a video game. That being Story of Season, Friends of Mineral Town. I believe this is a remaster of or remake of the Nintendo 64 or Super Nintendo version. I believe I didn't play that, so this will be new to me. Now I remember seeing this years ago, probably right. That it's actually gonna be a sort of I almost said Harvest Moon. It is, but it isn't. So it's kind of a thing there. But yeah, I was thinking of getting this, but then I ended up getting Stardew Valley on sale, and then I just forgot because it's like, hey man, this fits the service my needs at the time. So, but at the same time, it's like, hey, Xbox version. I really expect those to come in. So it's when it comes to a lot of the smaller Japanese developers tend to just skip Xbox because politics, whatever. So hey, vote with your wallet as it is. So, but yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. Yeah, and also buy it. I also chose. I intentionally chose to buy physical because that's how I do. So yeah, I am looking forward to it. As you can see, it's still in the shrink wrap, so I haven't played it yet. So that's because I want to make this video, so I can get it out of my head and move on. Movie Cutthroat Island. Cutthroat. Not a beloved movie by any means, but it's fun. It's sort of like Pirates of the Caribbean, but less silly. So I think actually I do own this. I used to own this on sort of the different region A. And since I do have a region A player, it's not a problem. But like the disc was kind of janky, and it was a bit of a hassle to play it. So it's just finally something so finally having this that I can just put in my Xbox and call it a day is pretty good in my opinion. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Yeah, like I said, very much to the Pirates of the Caribbean, just less silly. Apparently it didn't be bombed, so I mean, I don't know. But again, hey, if I took reviews as gospel, I wouldn't be where I am today. Because yeah, I disagree. And yeah, politics behind the scenes. Yeah, I don't like it. I like my opinions. Next one, that being Log Horizon Battle Destruction of the Round Table. As this sort of finalizes at least the anime for now of Log Horizon, it's unclear at this point. I think if it will come back, because there are like the light novel seems to be finished at the moment, but then apparently they're still writing it. but it sort of hasn't made it into print yet. And I don't speak Japanese. Can't read Japanese, so I'm kind of SOL on that stuff. But yeah, like Log Horizon is, quite frankly, my favorite isekai ever. It is so good. Like it is, love it so much. It's because like there are quite a few of those sort of series, right, where they are sort of trapped in what used to be an MMO. You got your dot hacks, you got your SAO, you got your Overlord. Like they are out there. But personally, I don't feel like they sort of do the whole game part justice. It's sort of just some standard fantasy thing. Like Log Horizon is like, yeah, they do all the true player, like dungeons, raids, crafting, doing quests, getting gear, classes, subclasses, and then sort of exploring the new rules of this world, or what they can do potentially. Like they sort of, yeah, spoilers. Like they by using dragons, they basically create steamboats. It's like, damn. Because the medieval fantasy world doesn't have that, but if you know how to do it, you can do it, and that's pretty cool. So yeah, that kind of stuff. They kind of play around with the system, which is awesome in my opinion. But yeah, Blu-ray. Right. Next is another Blu-ray, that being Castlevania Season 1. Very, 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 very acclaimed show, if you will, on Netflix. And like obviously, I think it's wrapped up now, of course, and sort of moved on to new Nocturne. And I actually really do like Nocturne as well. In my opinion, it's pretty good. But yeah, because like Netflix is kind of not as not as not believable, consistent when it comes to like putting their own stuff on physical media, which is fair enough because they want you to watch it on the service. Like it makes sense in that sense. So it's like, yeah, I mean, fair enough. Still, and most of this series has been available on sort of Region A, which is sort of like North America and so on, which doesn't do me that much good because if I can watch it, if I can get the Region B, why wouldn't I? But it's sort of like, I don't know. It's not as clear always. But yeah, Season 1 on deck, and now I can watch it whenever I want to. Especially because this is like, even though Netflix produced it, this is still a sort of Konami game. So there is some sort of license there for sure. So you never know. You never actually know. So hey, better be safe than sorry. I'm glad I own it. Now for some books. I think I mentioned that I was missing in my last haul. I mentioned that I was missing one book from the series, so a trilogy collecting all the Robert E. Howard stories, and now I got it. The story was really just strange because they had it and then they didn't, and they had it again, and I was caught in the middle of there somewhere. Very, very annoying. But yeah, love it. Introduce people with the Black Circle, the Hour of the Dragon, and Which Shall Be Born. Yeah, collecting. So yeah, this will complete my Conan story, at least for now. If I want to expand, I can, but at least now I have like the OG stuff. And yeah, this universe is definitely one of my favorites, so I am very happy about that. Because yeah, so I'm not sure if people understand why it's such a big deal. Cause this is like, imagine if you bought today, so you bought a copy of Fellowship of the Ring. But then you had in between there, you had like Amazon writing their own stories and putting it in between. Like no, that would be that would be unacceptable for by any standards. So yeah, no, because you want a story written by Tolkien, or at least affiliated with Tolkien. Somewhat not, So it is what it is. I am very glad that I own it. And now I'm complete. So yay me. Next is, as I mentioned, Log Horizon already. I started to pick up the light novels. I already had the first volume, so I bought like a few more. And yeah, this is the source material, right? So it's kind of why it's a big deal. This will be why it's well, where it all came from, which, because there is the whole thing about why it's less popular than stuff like Sword Art Online. I think it's mainly because it's just on the surface level it's kind of boring, because it is very like there's a lot of dialogue. It's very wordy, not worthy, right? So it becomes a bit boring. It is on the surface, but then you watch it, especially if you are an MMO player or you have played MMOs in the past. This does sort of it will sort of have a lot of value in that sense. Got Toya, got Minori, got Nyanta, got Shiroe. So that is the Shiznit. Yeah, very glad. And there are only like 11 volumes, which is not a lot. Not a lot at all. Yeah. So it gave you sort of a nice sort of data on who it is. I think it's pretty good. Yeah, yeah. And I got this, so that means I also got 3 and 4. Yeah. And of course, there also the spin-off series, right? The Westwind Brigade, which I'm not entirely sure if I will collect, but maybe. Let's try to focus on the main stuff first, right? That's sort of where it's. That's the point. Now, the last one is sort of like a just extra, because I wanted to break my old one. That being some nippers, because I do build my model kits every now and then. And this is nice to have. It costs like $11 on Big Bad. Like hard to say no. So yeah, very useful, very useful. Not super sturdy. This is by all accounts a sort of a cheap entry product. So that will have to be it. Yeah, stay tuned for at least the Lord of the Rings figure. I will try to review that. I don't care if it's too late. I'm doing it for me. So yeah. So yeah. Hang on. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for that stuff. So if you liked the video, cool. If you didn't, call me an asshole in the comments, whatever, or not. Anyway, that'll be it. See you guys. Peace.